And welcome everybody to the Homeschool Connect Expo online college fair. The all month of February, we're highlighting 80 plus colleges and universities that welcome homeschoolers with open arms. And during the month of February, we're going live like we are right now, YouTube, Facebook group, um, to share a little bit more about each one of our college or university. So today I've got someone from High Point University. Let's see here. Let's bring him in. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Sam. How are you?
Hey,
Happy
not
to be
too
with
bad.
you.
Not too bad. Thank you for coming on to tell us a little bit more about High Point University. And for anybody watching, if this is your first time, the all the links are down below. You'll be able to get right into their exhibitor booth and see the videos and more information. And then there's links out to their website. They have a beautiful website that has a ton of information and a really cool virtual tour as well too. The that's really amazing. It's really cool. I was walking through the campus and earlier. So anyway, the thank you for being watching this. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about High Point?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Sam, and really excited to be here. My name's Kerr Ramsay. I'm the Vice President for Undergraduate Admissions at High Point University. But more importantly, I am the member of our admissions team that works directly with homeschool and virtual schooled students. This is a population that is incredibly important to us at High Point, and we welcome with open arms. We also think that because of our values as an institution and the way in which we think about education, we're an excellent fit for students who have been so intentional with their schooling to this point in their lives. And I'm excited to get to share more with you about High Point. Hopefully, during this presentation, you will see that we think differently about education. We talk differently about what higher education should be, and we offer students a different experience than any other institution in the country that we are aware of at the moment. So I'm going to jump right in, Sam, if that's all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I've got, there we go. Look at us. So
Okay.
at High Point, we talk about transformation happening during your time in college. And this is important. And I think this word matters here. And it's one that's been devalued significantly. As we begin more and more to equate higher education with just the collection of credits and an attempt to receive a diploma and a degree as quickly as possible, we as a nation, as an industry, have forgotten how important it is to actually help develop and transform human beings who are a part of this. This isn't something, we're not educating robots. These are real people with real brains and real souls who we have a responsibility to really guide through this process. Just to give you a little piece of taste, here is right at the beginning of campus. This is the Tree of Knowledge as you approach. And we know that everything begins here at the institution. High Point University was founded in 1924. You're also looking at Roberts Hall. It was the main building of the original college. As we come up on our centennial, we remain true to our roots. We were founded as a partnership of the city of High Point, which is located right in the middle of North Carolina, conveniently located close to the mountains and the beaches, not far from Raleigh and Charlotte, and part of the Triad, which is a collection of three cities, High Point, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem, collectively home to about 1.3 million people. The city of High Point is a very manageable size of right at 100,000. So great resources for students here and throughout the area. But the university is founded as a partnership between the city of High Point and the United Methodist Church, and we remain close to those roots. As Sam mentioned, we do have an amazing virtual tour, but we're also an institution that is not afraid to do hard things. And so we have been open and in person this entire academic year, and quite successfully. Our 6,000 students are here in the classroom, able to participate fully in student activities on campus and off, and we've even added additional activities for students. We've added an ice rink on campus so students can get outside and skate and have fun. We every Wednesday afternoon are doing our food truck roundups out in front of our student center with a live band and food trucks for students. We are being safe and secure. Students are staying safe and healthy, but it doesn't mean it's time to just hide and shut down, which can be the easy solution. We are all about doing what is best for our students. So we want you to come and see us. We're also open for visits, and I'll talk about that again at the end. Everything for us goes back to our mission, and we make a promise to our students that every student receives an extraordinary education and an inspiring environment with caring people. And we don't think we can do education without these other two. And I'll talk more about why these are important and what this means for us. Our education begins with our 4 pillars of academic success. These 4 pillars are, as you see here, academic excellence, experiential learning, 4-year development of life skills, and modeling values and building character. Now, we're not aware of any university in the country that does all 4 of these things, and I want to talk a bit more about what each of them mean. Academic excellence, of course, every institution, accredited institution in the country should offer students a degree, should offer students a good education, but that's not enough. However, I want you to know our majors, we offer 60 majors and 65 minors for students. You can see our top 10 programs listed here. Long-term excellence in business and communication, really things we've been known for a number of years. Recently, we have invested over $250 million in the sciences, added a School of Engineering, and now top exercise science program in the nation, the top undergraduate research lab for exercise science anywhere in the country, and really wonderful graduate programs in the health sciences, including a School of Pharmacy, which is why pre-pharmacy is our 10th most popular major. If you're watching this and looking at the top and thinking undeclared is not actually a major, you're right, but we believe in it so much, we actually offer students not just the ability to come in undeclared, but a program to help students discover what it is that really is their passion for life and where they can best place themselves within the world beyond college. And we do this because nationally, 80% of students change their major from their application to when they graduate. And we do this because everyone over the age of 18 only asks high school students 3 questions. Where do you want to go to college? What do you want to major in? And what do you want to do with their life? And people are trying to be nice, but we know all that's really happening is they're stressing students out. And so students feel a need to say, doctor, lawyer, scientist, businessman. And those are answers that are acceptable and get adults to walk away. But the reality is most students aren't that sure. The reality is we offer more majors at High Point than most high schools even offer courses. And so the reality is most students could use some extra help. And for us, all of our students at High Point work with a student success coach. This is an adult with an advanced degree whose full-time job is helping students make the academic and social transition to college. They're going to work through a first-year seminar with faculty, really developing as students, developing as thinkers. They're going to work with the first-year navigator. This is a student who was there with them the year before, who came in undeclared and has now figured it out and is there to help guide students along the way, and many other parts of this 9-step process to go from, you know what, I'm not entirely sure, which again is completely normal, to I'm incredibly excited to major in, well, you name it. For us, we also think this is about state-of-the-art resources and academic facilities. And so we spare no expense for students on their resources. You're looking at the Culp Planetarium. This is a 50-foot full tilted dome, the only planetarium in the country that actually has the technology that's there. These projectors were built exclusively for us. The chairs in the room were made exclusively for us. And here we're able to teach certainly astronomy, but also a number of other academic subject areas for students. I've already mentioned the Human Biomechanics and Physiology Lab. Our Kane Conservatory is a first-class research conservatory for students studying botany and biology. We also have TV and radio studios. that are exactly what you would expect to see in the industry, right down to our ticker room for students studying finance and the BB&T executive boardroom, because we want to put students in the environments they will be in when they're out working in the world. Of course, this education is also about connecting with faculty, and at High Point, every student is taught by our faculty, not by teaching assistants, not by graduate students. And that's something you may expect at a school with 500 or 600 students, but at High Point, we do this with 5,000 undergraduates. This is important to us. This experience is about you, students, parents, about your students' education, not mine as staff, not our faculties. We've been here, we've done that. Our benefit now is the chance to give back and invest in your students. These will be in small classes. Average class size is 17, a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. But on top of that, we think differently. We're able to make guarantees to students as a part of this. We guarantee that your student will graduate in 4 years, because that's what we believe college should take. We guarantee your student that if they graduate in 4 years, that they can have a tuition-free master's in communication and business leadership, because we think no one should go out into the world without enhanced education in leadership and communication. We guarantee that they'll work closely with the success coach all the way through, and as we've already talked about, that will help them find the best major for them. This is also, though, about experiential learning, because we recognize that students, all of you, parents, all of your students, have a phone on them that gives them access to all the information in the world. And if all we're doing is helping them memorize facts and figures, taking tests, writing papers, then we are wasting their time and your money, at least in this residential environment. So what can we do here in a residential environment that can't be done online? Well, for us, this comes into a huge emphasis on experiential learning, where 25% of everything students do here is an application of the theory that they're learning. Imagine every class having a lab component. But these experiences are also bigger than just what can happen on campus. It's about being connected to an incredible network of innovators, of people in the industry. You see here Byron Pitts of ABC News. He is our journalist in residence. He's on campus every single semester working with students in the School of Communication. This year, he hasn't been able to come to campus, but is regularly connected with students in a video format like this, making himself available, making his network accessible, and helping students get into the industry. We also guarantee every student at High Point University will have an internship if they want it. We don't guarantee it'll be where they want it, but if students work with us, they will have a meaningful internship that will prepare them for success beyond. And every student who is interested has the opportunity for undergraduate research. For many students, this will begin in their first semester. And we also offer a program called Research Rookies that gives students for free the necessary skills they need to begin a research portfolio as an undergraduate student, certify them as a research apprentice, and advertise their names to the faculty. Now, I mentioned Byron Pitts is one of our innovators, but he is certainly not alone. Here you see Mark Randolph, the co-founder of Netflix, our entrepreneur in residence, Sent Marshall, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, our sports executive in residence, Larry Quinn, former salesman of the year for Xerox, up in the top right, who is our sales executive in residence, and in the bottom right, a man named Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computer, who is our innovator in residence. Today, actually, we announced a new in residence, our actor in residence, Dean Cain, Superman, will be joining us here regularly, working with students in theater, music, and dance. We make sure that students connect with people who are leaders in industry and have changed the world. And these are folks who have made a long-term commitment to High Point and are here with us every semester, investing in our students and giving them opportunities they literally cannot get anywhere else. Now, all of this is important, but if students aren't making decisions for the right reasons, we don't feel that it really matters. And we want students to be successful when they graduate, but we also want them to be significant. And significant means being someone who makes a difference in the lives of people around them. Again, we were founded by the United Methodist Church. We are proud to say that we are a God, family, and country school. And we know that that's not a great fit for everyone. And if that doesn't fit with your values, well, that's okay. There are other institutions for you. but is who we are, and we believe that we have a great responsibility to live into these values. Out of them, our students volunteer over 100,000 hours each year. Each year on Martin Luther King Day, we, instead of having a day off, we have a day on where our students, faculty, and staff spend the day in service, projects both on campus and off. We ask every first-year student who comes to High Point to bring their favorite children's book with them, and we donate these to local elementary schools to give to students who otherwise may not be able to have a book or don't have other books at school. We think generosity and hospitality are some of our most important values, but we also believe that values can't be taught. They have to be modeled. Students watch, they learn, they do. And so we as faculty and staff have made a commitment to modeling this for our students every day, and our students certainly rise to the challenge in such an incredible way. Over the door in our Fine Arts Center, which is the first stop on that virtual tour, there's a quote from Luke: "To whom much is given, much is required." And this is what we believe. I've just gone through this. This has placed us on the John Templeton Honor Roll for colleges that encourage character development. We're one of only 100 in that group. And every student, their second night on campus, you see them physically signing the honor code. This will hang around campus as a constant reminder that they will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. This is a very special community that has high standards and high expectations for your students. The fourth piece of our 4 pillars is the 4-year development of life skills. What you're looking at here are students in 1924 Prime. This is one of our dining options on campus. This is a part of the meal plan. It is a fine dining environment, a steakhouse where students are able to eat once a week as a part of the meal plan. This is a special place where students learn not only, well, get a great meal, but they learn the art of fine dining. They learn where the forks and knives go. They learn how to pronounce difficult words on a menu. But more importantly, they learn how to spend 2 hours without a phone, without Snapchat, without emojis, how to talk to people unmediated by a digital device. They also learn about consequences. Prime requires a reservation. If you don't show up for your reservation, you can't come back for a month. Prime has a dress code. If you don't show up in appropriate attire, you're given a chance to go change and come back quickly. If you don't, you have to take a month off. Same with the cell phone. If you get it out, you're reminded to put it away. If you don't, you're asked to leave and don't come back for a month. Life is about decisions and consequences, and we're able to give students opportunities to learn this here in an environment where they really want to. All of this for us starts with our President's Seminar on Life Skills. This President's Seminar is with our president, Dr. Nito Quabain, who has been ranked one of the top 10 communicators in the world. He is a successful businessman and entrepreneur before coming to High Point. He's also a graduate of the university, so someone who cares deeply about the success of High Point University. And so he teaches students a class that draws from what he's done for business executives for years. It speaks with them about public speaking, about effective time management, about great presentation skills, about how to manage their money, and how to make the most of their experience and their time. We know that employers and graduate schools want graduates who are coachable, who have a growth mindset, who believe that every day they have a chance to get better, who can build relationships, who are flexible and adaptable. And regardless of their major, these are the skills that determine ultimately whether students are successful or not. And every High Point University graduate is taught this throughout their entire time here. And like I said, it begins on day 1 in their first semester. Now, at the beginning, I told you that this is about more than just our education. It's also about our environment. And we believe that the environment in which students find themselves and the people with whom they surround themselves have a great deal to do with who people become. And so we want everyday students to be inspired by what's around them. You see here our Think Big chairs. They're a reminder for students to think big, to not be limited by what has come. not just to think outside the box, but to throw the box out the window and go bigger. And so we have one of the most beautiful campuses in America. Again, I encourage you to come see it for yourself. We're open for visits 7 days a week, as well as having the online tour. And this is a place where the education continues outside of the classroom by making sure students are in environments that they aspire to be in for the rest of their lives. It's also about our student life, incredible student life at High Point Division I University, 16 Division I teams. Men's lacrosse, consistently a top 25 team in the nation. Women's lacrosse, same situation. Men's golf is currently 10th in the country. Men's and women's soccer are incredibly strong programs as well. Basketball, our basketball coach is Tubby Smith, who won the national championship at the University of Kentucky in 1998. He as well is a High Point University graduate and has come home to lead our team to the NCAA tournament. We know that not everyone is interested in participating in Division I sports or attending those games. We have over 200 additional campus clubs and organizations, active Greek life for people who are interested in that, as well as active religious life, everything from our chapel stewards who plan our Wednesday and Sunday chapel services here in the University Chapel, as well as other organizations affiliated with local churches or national Christian organizations. There are tons of opportunities for students to be engaged outside of the classroom as well as inside. For those of you who are currently considering college or thinking about this in the next couple of years, of course, applying is important. High Point University only accepts the Common App. You're welcome. We try and make it easy on you. And if you're not familiar with that, that is a single application that nearly over 1,000 schools around the world now use. So you'll have to enter your name, address, etc. once. Application deadlines are here on the screen. Just so you know, 90% of our students who enroll come through either our early decision or early action plan. Both are about 45% of our enrolling students. So if you are not a current senior, I encourage you to apply to High Point in your senior year, certainly by that November 1st deadline. Current seniors, your time is running short, but it's not yet over. March 1st is our final deadline this year, and we are on track to set another record with applications. We receive this year around 12,000 applications for only 1,400 spots in the freshman class. For those of you who have High Point as your number one choice, we celebrate you and we recognize that is a big deal. If you choose to apply early decision, this is a binding application plan. We thank you for that commitment with some incredible benefits. Not only do you receive the earliest notification, you also get priority selection in housing and your courses. You get earliest access to your success coach, as well as a reserved parking space close to your residence hall, plus 6 other benefits, which you can learn about more on our website. So I know I've talked quickly and we've covered a lot of ground, but want to leave you with 4 key takeaways. First is our 4 pillars. Remember, academic excellence, experiential learning, third, modeling values, building character, and fourth, a 4-year development and life skills. Again, we aren't aware of anyone else in the country that does all of these. Every student at High Point University is guaranteed an internship as long as they work with our Career and Professional Development Office. Every student at High Point is guaranteed they'll graduate in 4 years as long as they take a full load every semester, work with their advisor and success coach, do they need to do. And again, every High Point University graduate receives a tuition-free master's in communication and business leadership the year after they graduate if they desire to stick with us and do it. So this is the end of my presentation. And Sam, happy to jump back if you have questions or seeing questions on any of the chats.
You know, a lot of the questions you answered. I mean, the presentation was amazing, going through all the pieces. The one question is it's probably on your website, but any minimums, ACT, SAT, what are you looking for?
Yeah. Great question. And we are fortunate to be an institution that, although we're selective, we certainly have far more applications than students we can admit. We're able to look at a wide variety of pieces of the puzzle, right? We recognize that no student is represented exclusively by a single factor, a GPA, a test score. And especially test scores right now. We know that that's been a challenge for the past year. We have been test optional, including for homeschool students, which is rare, for years, because we get to know our students. No two students are exactly the same. No two students' college selection process is exactly the same. And no two students' experience at High Point will be the same. And so we conduct over 4,000 interviews one-on-one with students every year. We host over 7,000 campus visitors every year. For people that come to visit with us during the week, you'll sit down one-on-one with a member of our admissions team to really get to know you, to know your unique situation, interests, circumstances. And so we're able to evaluate students on a number of different levels. And so we don't talk about minimums, but we do talk about mindsets.
Okay.
We're looking for students who believe that they can grow and get better. We're looking for students who believe that their potential has not yet been reached. We're looking for students who believe that they have an opportunity to make a difference in the world. And I'm not asking for everyone to change the world with a product, a service, right? That's not realistic. That's usually narcissistic. What I am looking for is students who care about others and care about growing themselves. And for a student like that who is passionate and authentic in those beliefs, we can usually find a place for them at High Point.
Okay. You were saying that you've been open, and during the presentation and throughout the presentation, I can see why you've been open. I can see why just because having one of the pillars be character, that is so unbelievable. I've never heard of an institution, a higher education, having that standard. And I love the 1924 Prime, the steakhouse, that restaurant, and have consequences. I mean, th- that right there shows the character. And you think of, I think that was one of the statements. You talk about education differently. You believe in education differently. And I love that as a homeschool parent myself, and my with my kids, that was key. And that's hard to find in a higher education, taking those standards that we had when they were growing up, and having them continue into a college realm. So I'm really impressed with that. That showed really, really well during the presentation. And then for a computer geek, Waz and Mark Randolph. I mean, that right there, kind of like, do you have an age limit? Could I come on campus?
That's actually one of our hardest, biggest recruiting problems is parents get so excited about High Point. Sometimes it turns their students off.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that stands out, and we understand that the types of families that are interested in High Point have spent 17, 18 years building, instilling values and character in their students, and don't want that to be taken away by 4 years in college. And we want to build and encourage students in that. We're going to certainly encourage students to claim those values for themselves, right? It's just as dangerous if students only believe something because mom or dad told me to, right? They have to fully incorporate that, encapsulate that in their hearts, their minds, their souls. And we want to continue to support that. But we're going to help students make sure that they are truly understanding what it is that they're saying and doing, right? Education first. But yeah, we certainly want our students to be successful, but we care as much about who they become as we do what they become. And I'm glad that it stands out as different. I also think it's a shame that the way we talk is different than the rest of higher education. That's a problem. It's a problem I'm happy to help solve here at High Point, of course, but I wish there were more opportunities for students to have this kind of education somewhere else. But there's not at the moment that we're aware of, and we're glad to be a place for families that want this type of education.
And I was really impressed with the undeclared subject that you have, and the thought of I didn't know 80%. I knew it was a lot. I knew it was a lot, really a lot. The 80% changed their major, and for you to see that, think about that, and have something there to help kids walk through that, I'm just impressed. I'm really impressed by that.
Well, thanks, Sam. We believe a lot that attention to details matter, and we get it. Education is a big investment for families, and most families are going to be stretching in some way. It's an expense they didn't have certainly the year before students enrolled, and we have to justify to families and students every single day why this is worth the investment that they're making. And we have to pay attention to the details. We have to remove irritants. At High Point, we don't charge people to print. We don't charge for parking. We don't charge for all these little nickel and dime things that universities do, because that just distracts from the actual mission. That's just annoying for parents and families. So let us take away the annoyances and let us allow students to focus on their academic education, their values education, their life skills education, so that we can prepare them for the life that comes after, help them build resiliency to take on any challenge that comes for the rest of their lives, regardless of whether they learned the right answer to it in any class in college. So I'm glad this stands out. And if you can't tell, I'm pretty passionate about what we do here. I love this place. I do think this is what higher education should be. And we are always happy to talk about it with anyone. And I've got, I don't know if it'd be helpful, my contact information if people want to reach out to me directly. If you want to, you can share the presentation again. We can have it right there. And then it's also, of course, in our booth for the month as a part of the expo. But you can reach me directly. No secretary, no one in between. This gets you right to me. It's important.
And that is, again, I mean, the size of the university, very rare to be able to reach out to someone in your position and speak with them directly. And so I know for homeschool parents, I know the stress that is coming, to anybody that's in the sophomore, junior, senior, the stress that they're having from financial aid to, figuring out where to go and what to do and how to do. And it's very unique. And to have something that one has one of the pillars of character, then two, being able to be open. And you can just tell on everybody go out the links to the exhibitor page, that you'll see the difference in the videos and everything, but then click on the website. The website is top notch. The videos are amazing. The campus is beautiful. So the backdrop is, I mean, it's just an unbelievable campus. But take the virtual tour and walk through, because there's people right there that's guiding you through the virtual tour, and you guide it through yourself. And I landed at Finch Hall, and just was amazed by the beauty the Finch Hall. So everybody go out and take a look at that virtual tour. Really, think about High Point University, reach out to them, and then go, because it's a great location. It's a beautiful country. So many places to buy it. So that's definitely, take advantage of this time and reach out and get started and see if High Point is for your kids, because I'm highly impressed, and that's why I love having these, so that way our people can get to know more than just, you can see videos and everything else, but to have a dialogue and presentation is just wonderful. So I really appreciate your time, to go through this. Is there anything else that we might not have been able to touch on that you want to say about High Point?
Just come see us. And I realize that colleges are really good at picking 5 pictures that look great, and any campus can find 5 pictures. But what I hear consistently from families when they come to visit is that it's even better than they thought it was going to be. It is real, and we mean everything we say. We want you to meet and connect with our students. We want you to wander campus and just talk to people, because every conversation, every touch point should just confirm again that what we're doing is different, what we're doing is important, and hopefully what we're doing is the type of education that your students need and deserve. So, gosh, I can't think of anything. There are thousands of things I left out. We are nonstop and growing and busy every day. Some exciting things coming. We've just hired our inaugural director of a proposed nursing program, which is a new proposed major for us. We've added a school of engineering 2 years ago. Incredible programs in computer and electrical engineering there. Obviously, connection with the WAS. Who is an electrical engineer, but who created the personal computer. So he's got some expertise in both. And if you can think of it, we're probably doing it. And we'd love to help you get to know how we're doing it.
Awesome. Again, Kerr, thank you for your time and appreciate it. Everybody watching this during the month of February, go out to Homeschool Connect Expo, jump on the online college fair, click on it, get them more information, click out to their website and start your journey. Because I believe this one's a really, really nice option for a lot of students, and get in early. I think that was the key. Get in early, and everything. So,
and I do just want to reiterate, Sam, that I understand homeschool parents. There can be, this is stressful and anxiety inducing for everyone, particularly for your first child going through the process. But there are a ton of resources for homeschool parents, but it's also everyone's situation is so different. How does this dual enrollment work? How do we manage? Is it worth taking an AP exam if we've done this? Should I, right? There are all these nuances and intricacies of different curriculum challenges, partnering with multiple different institutions for a dual enrollment credit or for an advanced credit. Which curriculum are we using, and how does that translate into a college setting? And nuances within the student experiences. We know that not all many homeschool experiences are even more social than a traditional high school experience. Some are not. And we're happy just to have that conversation with students anytime. And I'm happy to talk with you about curricular choices, sophomore, junior year, preparing for college, and certainly how the bits and pieces work as you go through the process. It's different for everybody. And I'm happy to help in any way I can.
But the guarantees, the 4-year guarantee, internship, and then the 5th year for the master's. I mean, I'm just blown away. I'm quite literally blown away by what you're doing there at High Point. So very impressed. So
well, thank you.
All right. Again, thank you for everyone watching, and jump out there, take a look, and we will see you later. Thanks again, Kerr.
Appreciate it.